Boom shakalaka, a double bottom inside of a double bottom. Not only that, but the International Monetary Fund and the United Nations urging the Fed to halt interest rate increases. Why Bitcoin is repeating itself, and it could lead to an absolutely massive breakout. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video we're talking about an inception-like double bottom inside of a double bottom, plus the double impact of the IMF and the UN urging the Fed to halt inflation increases, interest rate increases, and Bitcoin's breakout. Before we get into all of that, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Come join us over on Twitter, where we share all of the best charts shown in this episode at the Crypto Love. Push the like button, and let's get into it. Today, Fear and Greed 25 definitely bumped up from yesterday. The entire market up 2%. Bitcoin breaking above $20,000 again at $22.34. Ethereum at $13.54. BNB at $2.95. XRP 48 cents. Cardano 43 cents. Solana $34. And Dogecoin 6 cents. And before we get into the video today, just a reminder, the Winkyverse land sale, they have extended their pre-sale where basically you get a 50% discount on purchases if you hold a Winky bot during this pre-sale. Stay tuned until the end of the episode. We'll show you exactly how to go ahead and buy that step-by-step walkthrough. Now, today, guys, double bottom inside of a double bottom. Now, for those of you who aren't used to seeing double bottoms, here we have bottom one, bottom two, inside of bottom one, bottom two. Look at that. That's like a double chin on a really fat neck right there. That's what that looks like. That person eats a lot of turkey and ham and stuff like that. But what does this mean for you? Well, Bitcoin has respected this uptrend that we've been in since about the last week in September. And just today, breaking above $20,000, a previous all-time high. Now, if we can find support on there and move back up, the next levels to keep an eye on would be this one right up here, and then also this one right up here. Now, why, you may ask? Well, and what are those levels? My goodness. Well, those would be what's called the confirmation point. Now, the confirmation point is basically the highest point between the two bottoms. So you can see with the double bottom we're in right here, the double chin of this fat guy that we have right here. Well, this first confirmation point, which would be the cleft of his chin, where he has a nice little chin dimple right there. Well, that currently is at $22,800. So if we can break above and stay above $20,000, and then if we would get to $22,800, that would be very, very good evidence that the price is going to go higher. Now that's already, a 10% increase from where we are now. So that's already a big move. But we do have some very interesting news that could change the whole face of markets across the board. Now, not only that, because if we do get to this first one at 22.8, there is a great likelihood that we could get to this one at $25,000, this one, which could send Bitcoin even higher. And if we zoom out for this one could likely send Bitcoin outside of this very long downtrend that Bitcoin has been in. And that could change everything for Bitcoin. Now, if we take a look, the news that could be propelling everything. Yesterday, the UN called on the Fed, other central banks to halt interest rate increases. The United Nations telling the Fed, stop increasing interest rates. It's messing up the world. Today, IMF's managing director, Georgieva, says the Fed has a very high responsibility to consider the impact on the rest of the world. They're destroying the world by raising interest rates. Or maybe the world's destroying itself by taking on debt. But, you interpret it however you want. But we have the IMF and the UN suggesting that interest rates may be stopping at some point. As a matter of fact, if we take a look, this guy has some of the best charts ever. I love looking at his charts every day. Game of Trades on Twitter. He says hedge funds are short at record levels. That's right. Everybody was betting on the market going down before we had these two announcements right here. And then guess what? The markets start going up. If they get caught on the wrong side, it'll lead to a massive short squeeze. And when that happens, they have to buy these assets at higher prices to cover their shorts, which sends the price even higher, We also have this chart right here. When people panic, they sell everything at the same time and correlations spike. The correlation among utility stocks has just breached 0.9 on a scale of -1 to 0.1. That's only happened twice before in 23 years. And if we take a look at each of these times it happened at the very, very bottom of the COVID bottom down there. It also happened at the very, very bottom of that. And it was also pretty darn high at the very, very bottom of the housing crisis. So this is something that happens at the bottom, not something that happens on the way to the bottom. Not only that, if we take a look at the speculators combo, the number of people sitting on the sidelines is astonishing. Small speculators are now at their lowest stock exposure level since 1990. Everybody's sold. Everybody who bought in and sent stock prices to the moon has sold on the way down, and now they're all sitting out on the sidelines. And if we take a look at times previously when levels have been this low, look at this. Sailing afterwards, sailing afterwards, sailing afterwards. The one time they were right was just before the housing crisis, but sailing afterwards, sailing afterwards, sailing afterwards. So the only time the speculators were right out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, they were right 1 out of 7 times. Could this be 2 out of 7 times? We'll kind of have to see. Right now, though, the U.S. dollar hedgers position, downward pressure on DXY incoming. Shorts are beginning to close their positions. You can see the trend of this line here is changing. And as they close their positions, we also see that with DXY, it is about to break a parabolic uptrend. And once this parabolic uptrend gets broken, guess what? Price collapses. Now, Bitcoin typically inverse correlated to DXY. If DXY breaks this trend line, doesn't respect it, well, then DXY is likely going to drop dramatically and Bitcoin price could rise dramatically. Right now, there's a striking similarity in the Heiken Ashi candles of Bitcoin when comparing it with previous cycles. We can see here this nice swirly blue line showing off the top to the bottom in 2018. And also we have RSI downtrend that broke out, which correlated with the very bottom before it took off. Well, we have the same thing, the swirly down blue line. We have a break in the RSI trend line before likely a Bitcoin price move upwards. Not only that, we have a typical rounding top, rounding double bottom pattern seen here. So we have the bear market rally support with a rounding top. We have the washout and then a rounding double bottom. And the same happens in the Chaikin money flow. We have decreasing buying pressure and increasing buying pressure. If we take a look, Bitcoin almost identical, perfectly same exact thing happening with almost every one of those indicators, suggesting that the price could be heading much higher, because look what happens after that. Price heads much higher as DXY collapses, Bitcoin price sails. Not only that, Bitcoin just repeating itself once again with the 200 weekly SMMA. You can see there's basically a washout pattern from top to bottom when it touches that SMMA, and then there's a second touch of it before the price goes back up. Now that happened back in 2014, 2015, happened here in 2017, 2018. Okay, touched again. And we just had, guess what, 2 touches already, which we can see after each time it touched it the second time, oof, it sent Bitcoin price right now looking like roughly $140,000 Bitcoin, because once again, we have the entire cycle repeating with Bitcoin Bollinger Bands. On the 2-week Bollinger Bands show an interesting sequence that occurred in the past 2 cycles. We have a deviation from the Bollinger Bands to the north, this yellow area. Then we have a Bollinger Band squeeze while the 20 SMA starts pointing down. So we have a squeeze, and this middle line, the 20 SMA, starts pointing down. Then a deviation from the Bollinger Bands to the bottom. Now this happened in 2014, 2015, happened in 2018, 2019, and guess what? Happened almost identically once again. After the second deviation, Bitcoin tends to find its bottom, and after that, tends to head north, which leads us to this last chart here. And you're like, but this doesn't look right. It's pointing down. Bitcoin price is going to down. And Pat says Bitcoin dumped this bitch to $10,000. Except this is an inverse chart. Bitcoin just broke a multi-month trend line. This is not on a log scale like I have it. This is just a regular scale. But you can see here, just broke that. Now, historically, when breaking it down, a trend line to the bottom, it goes down. However, we're breaking the trend line to the top, which means it's likely to go up. And as you can see here, the numbers are actually inverted. Could send Bitcoin to the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So things are looking good, especially if the Fed listens to the United Nations and IMF, at least temporarily. You know, it's a Band-Aid until the world falls apart in another 5 years. So that's all for today's episode. Make sure you stay tuned for the sponsored coverage for how to buy your own Winkyverse land. Love you. Peace.
Boom shakalaka. What's up, guys? Russell here from Crypto Love. And the Winkyverse land sale is in full effect. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how you can purchase your own land in the Winkyverse, and I'm going to purchase my own land in the Winkyverse. So let's get directly into it. Okay, so before we get started, there are 3 links in the description of this video that you should probably check out. The first one is a review by Randall of the Winkyverse. The second one is a review of the Winkyverse land sale, so you can get lots of information about what's going on in the land sale and why you should purchase some of this land. And the third is a link to the Crypto Love website where you can get a special link to the Winkyverse metaverse land sale and get 5% back in Wink when you purchase your land. So with that being said, let's get directly into it. I'm going to switch over to my screen so that you can see everything about the Winkyverse now. Here is the main site. Like I said, you can click that link and you'll head over here. It's winkyverse.io. But if you want that 5% off, you got to use that code that's in the cryptolove.com website. So make sure you go ahead and do that. Now, the first thing that you need to do in order to participate in the land sale, and I'm speaking particularly about the private pre-sale, which I believe has been extended for another 5 days. So if you miss your chance, you actually have another chance to get in on this early before the Winkyverse sort of takes over. Now, I will say I personally think this is a great project, and I will also say this is a sponsored review, so do your own due diligence and make sure that this is in line with your investing principles. But I do think this is a great project. It's actually a metaverse with real potential in terms of what they're doing, and it's Mainbot and Winkyverse have been around for a while already, so they are pretty reputable company in my opinion. So anyway, the first thing that you need to do is you need to get a Winkybot NFT to participate. So in order to do that, they are on sale at OpenSea. What I would recommend is actually going to this page, and then you can click claim your land here. And this will take you over to the map of the Winkyverse. Okay, pretty cool. So they have the map. You can see a bunch of the land that's already been purchased. All these white ones have been purchased. So obviously lots of interest in this project. And all the green stuff is available for purchase. So we're going to buy one of those today. But to get started, we need to get a Winkybot. And in order to do that, we will go over and click this. Now, I will say click this button instead of just going and searching, because I have seen some other collections on OpenSea that I do not know are reputable. So this is the actual one here. Winkybot, the Winkybots on OpenSea. So we're going to go through here, and I took a look at these before, and I thought, this one here we'd probably like because there's hearts in the eyes, right? It's Crypto Love. So we're going to click buy now and complete our purchase of this. Now you can purchase either with crypto or with a credit card on OpenSea. I'm not going to give you a tutorial about how to use OpenSea. I think you guys probably know how to do that. Just complete your purchase. And we're going to go through here and complete our purchase. And you just give us a few minutes to do that. And just so you know, they're like about 0.08 ETH is the floor right now. So that's about $100 US. So I'm going to go ahead and accept this. And I actually want this to go through pretty quick. So there we go. And my purchase is processing. Once I have this in my wallet, I will be able to go back to the map and pick out some land that I want to buy. So we're just going to let this sit, and I'll come back to it when it's done. Oh, there you go. It's done that quick. All right. So we can view the item, make sure that it's in my item. I now own this. Pretty cool, right? All right. So let's go back to the map, and I should be able to purchase a piece of land now. And I'm not sure if I connected my wallet before, but all right. So there's 2 options in terms of land. There's the regular land, and then there's legendary land. Legendary is going to be any of these ones with the little triangles here. Also, I noticed when you go around the map, there's some landmarks here, which are iconic places of interest and natural gathering points for explorers. And there's also some like mystery islands. So I don't know if you can purchase something on some of those, but we're going to purchase, let's see, where should we find a piece of land? It's pretty big, so let's say I'm going to go for this guy right here. Land 123707. All right, so in order to purchase this, you need 200,000 Wink. Okay, so I connected the correct wallet that had my Winkybot in it, and now that unlocked the whitelist area here. And because I also have that Winkybot, as you can see, I'm getting 50% off here. And so let's go ahead and claim this bad boy, 123707, claim. And again, you have to have Wink, which is the native token of the Winkyverse, in order to do that. And you can find probably some information about how to do that on the Winkyverse website. All right. Added to claims, view claims, continue claiming. Pending claims. Let's look at my cart. There you go. And I can add the referral code here. So let me pull that up. It's 03JIBR. If I put that in here, I should also get 5% back on my Wink. Submit claims order. Let's do it. Confirm. Processing your claims. Okay, so now I just need to confirm my purchase, and there we go. Processing my claims. Transaction completed. Congratulations, you now own a part of the Winkyverse. Isn't that awesome? I love that. Yeah, so it's that easy, guys. It's really simple to get your piece of the Winkyverse. If you have any questions, there's some great information on winkyverse.gitbook.io. There's all the information about the project and how to participate in the land sale. And leave your comments. Let me know what land you purchased in the Winkyverse. Peace.